At story time, she hangs on every word as mother spins a yarn. Nursie tells a bedtime tale. Her sister Marge reads her the classics. But when Agatha tries to write her own ideas on paper, the letters and words came out jumbled. She much prefers arithmetic with her father, turning equations into puzzles for solving. Agatha's brother and sister are much older, so Agatha finds ways to entertain herself. She hides with Tony under the dining table, quietly noticing everything around the house. Curious whispers, rosy red cheeks, and a mouth turned up or down. What could these clues mean? Agatha devours gloomy books and delight in detective stories. These are the perfect puzzles for solving. Like Sherlock Holmes, Agatha takes on the keen eye of detective. Secret nooks and shadows hide stories waiting to be uncovered. Who is knocking at the door? What are the contents of the letter? Why does the lady carry a cane? Agatha always in her head. Agatha has a mind of her own. When Agatha loses her father, she wanders the house in a cloud of sorrow. Eventually, Agatha's mother sends her to boarding school. There she learns piano and loves to sing and act. She dreams of performing, but suffers stage fright. Setting acting aside, Agatha returns to writing. Time and time again, she puts pen to paper, conducting a symphony of ideas. But teachers reject her compositions and criticize her grammar. So Agatha turns to so-called serious work. She enrolls in first aid classes as a way to help with the war. As a nurse, she watches the steady hands of doctors, follows the solemn faces of wounded soldiers, and helps patients craft letters to loved ones. Back at home, Agatha retreats into her imagination. The hospital becomes the perfect, detailed setting, and the war heroes are mysterious characters. Who does the soldier call to in his sleep? What does the visitor carry in the covered basket? Her mind fills with story possibilities. But again the words twist and snag when she puts pen to paper. Agatha's older sister, Madge, has always been known as a clever writer. She and Agatha debate the mysteries that fill their bookshelves. Did you notice that clue? Was the justice fair? I should like to try my hand at detective stories, says Agatha. They are very difficult to do, replies Madge. I bet you could not, but with a mind of her own. Agatha accepts the challenge. Putting together one clue at a time, she begins filling 6 pens notebooks with suspicious characters, fast-paced plots, engaging scenes, and sharp dialogue. Agatha's detective story becomes a puzzle for her to solve. a mathematical equation, just like she did with her father. And the most important puzzle pieces are who, what, where, when, why, and how. Agatha finds ideas in store windows, in newspaper headlines, and on the London street. She overhears a whisper conversation at a tea shop, catches a curious phrase from a woman on a tram, spots a squabble between two passing strangers. All these details brings her characters to life. As she has the foundation of a detective story, but she is missing one major piece of the puzzle. How? Back at the hospital, this time in a dispensary where medicines are stored, Agatha surveys the bottles on the shelves. A wrong dose could easily become deadly. Idle thoughts blend into different combinations. That's it, the perfect crime. Poison. Borrowing Marge's typewriter, she begins to batter out her story. Agatha wants to feel her characters before putting them on the page. Wandering through the sunlit gardens, she waved her hands, speaks in deep voices, or feigns surprise. Her characters come alive as she acts out their dialogues. Agatha, always in her head, carefully pieces together her story. When should they notice the lock is broken? Did the gardener or the housekeeper commit the crime? And where would they find the telltale stain? Agatha explores different patterns and possibilities, crafting plot twists and sprinkling in clues. How about a double bluff to keep readers guessing? Passages cut, scene polished, the puzzle pieces start to fall into place. Then, after years of working out the story in her head and reading it over and over, she is ready. She mails her detective story, neatly wrapped, to the first publisher. All too soon, the manuscript is returned. Rejected. With determination, Agatha bundles it off to another publisher. Again, rejected. Agatha wonders, is it truly awful? Are her characters not believable? The clues confusing? Did she misspell a word or two? Not ready to lose hope, she sends it out once more, but it again comes back rejected. Agatha submits the manuscript one last time. A year later, an envelope arrives for Agatha. Her story is accepted. Finally, Agatha holds her first book. She continues to fill notebook after notebook with detailed observations and probable plots, nursemaids with hidden identities, houses on isolated islands, and crimes on boats and trains become the perfect mysteries for solving. Agatha's observing and imagining and puzzling and plotting leave readers everywhere searching for clues to crack her cases. Yes, Agatha has a mind of her own.